The Boilermakers back in action for the home opener on Wednesday before hitting the road again for Evansville. I'm Kyle Charters for This Week in Purdue Baseball, along with the baseball coach Greg Goff and SID Ben Turner. Coach, a weekend down at Ole Miss. I know we don't like moral victories, but man, you have to be excited about how your team competed in the games against the Rebels, had chances, though just couldn't quite come through with a victory or two, but a lot of positives, I think, as you go forward.
It was, Kyle. I really thought that our guys played really well. Friday night, get down to, one of the best teams in the country and have an opportunity to win that game. It just kind of shows you the resilience of our club and who they are and the character that they have. But again, I thought this weekend was a great experience for us. I told our team, just like I'll tell you guys, we were disappointed in not finding a way to get a win or two down there because we were so close. We were a hit away, a pitch away, and those things will come back and bite you sometimes. But overall, as you look at it, as I reflected back Sunday night coming back, I felt our guys gave us a chance to win in most every one of those games.
Ben and I talked to a lot of locals, their radio crew, some others, and I'm sure you did as well, just how impressed that people down there were who know their baseball.
Right.
Were with your team and with your offense and with the way you guys battled back on Friday night when I think a lot of other teams would have just folded it up and moved on to another day. So while you didn't win, I think you did make an impression, which is a positive.
No doubt, and I think all of us as a staff, as a program, can see the projection of where we're going and what we're doing. I think our players were disappointed, but also realize, if we continue to build from where we are right now, we'll have a chance to be pretty successful as we go down this conference stretch here.
Yeah.
You hit 4 home runs. 4 different Boilermakers hit a home run, including 2 impressive 3-run shots, which were fun. So it felt like you kept pace with them from a power perspective, and that's not always easy to do against that lineup.
No, Ben, they I've played a lot of teams, played number 1 teams in the country, and their offense, I felt like is one of the best ones in the country this year. I mean, it's top to bottom, 1 through 9. They can score at will, and I think you can see a difference, especially in a weight room. Coach Webbs did a great job with our players. We're a lot more physical, and that just shows the power that we have. I mean, you're right. We hit some big home runs and some big situations, and I think our guys are prepared for those opportunities.
Sunday was just one of those days. They happened over the course of 56 games, 14 guys left on base.
Yep.
1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Those things are mutually exclusive, as the case would be. You can't dwell on it, though.
Right.
You got to just play the next one.
You do, but today, in our meetings, we will go over those things and show our players. They hit over 300 in those opportunities, and we've been so good with runners in scoring position. Look at the percentages, especially with 2 out RBIs and things of that nature. So it was just one of those games, But sometimes you got to give those guys credit. They were able to get their best arms in the game and face our hitters in those appropriate times. And I was again very, very pleased with those. But again, I think our players are having an opportunity to learn and grow from those, and we'll be so much more prepared as we go down the stretch.
Still sorting out the pitching a little bit, but man, there were a lot of positives too from some guys. C.J. Backer and the way he came in on Friday night, and he'd struggled a little bit at the beginning of this season, but really settled in. It felt like on Friday. The job that Aaron Suvall did in some difficult situations.
Yes.
I mean, he had the bases loaded, 3-0 count, got out of that jam to get the game to extra innings, which was just incredible, especially in that kind of environment. Then Kyle Iwinski start again on Sunday. You had to feel like there were some real things to grow with after that performance over the weekend.
No doubt, Kyle. I thought our pitchers did a great job. I mean, those guys are hitting 350. I thought we was playing 27 Yankees there on paper. Seriously. Man, it's real. It's real.
Yeah.
It's real, especially at their place. And, a lot of times that strike zone gets a little tighter on you and a little tighter on them. So, but, our pitching, I thought, did a great job. Once we got through Friday, I thought a lot of guys really stepped up. And to do what Aaron Suvall did in that environment, I don't think people understand how much character that takes to be able to step off the rubber through 3 balls that wasn't even close to the strike zone, to regroup, to get his mind right, and say, here it is, to the 3-hole hitter.
Yeah.
To the 3-hole hitter. It wasn't their 9-hole guy. It was a 3-hole hitter, and to be able to pound the zone and get to a 3-2 count, and then throw another fastball down in the zone and get a ground ball to get us through the ninth was pretty impressive.
Just to be in that environment for your guys, to play in front of 10,000 and everything that Ole Miss does and the production they put on has to be helpful.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, you can't. That's why I scheduled. That's why I canceled the weekend that we had to be able to get that. Our program is moving in that direction. We want to be in those environments. We want to be in a regional setting, and that's just part of growing where we're at, and that's why I'm excited about it.
Suval in the ninth inning specifically, is he on his own at that point? Just throw a fastball, throw a strike? I mean, you guys are still calling pitches.
Yeah, we're calling it right down the middle.
Yeah, but it gets down to the nuts and bolts of it right there at that point. Like, you're on your own sometimes.
That's right.
And he was. He came through. And I mean, the way that he started this season as a newcomer has been...
It's been great.
Every moment that he's had that's been big, he's stepped up for it.
Every time. I mean, he's a guy that's not afraid. And I think more guys are beginning to see that. And you know, that stuff grows. I think... You know, I was watching, I was sitting there, it went to a 3-0 count, and I'm just sitting there looking at the crowd standing up and just yelling at him, and just to see his composure and to regroup and do that was awesome. And those are the types of performances we have to have. We want to get back in those environments. We want to be in a regional and do those things, and you got to have players that can handle that.
Their cleanup hitter, Kemp Alderman, had quite the series. Big players have big series sometimes.
Yep.
Sunday, the plan seemed to be, okay, he's got 10 RBIs already. He's not going to beat us again.
Right.
And you executed that. Now, I ended up walking him 4 times. But just to be able to adjust and know, like, okay, they have a good team, a good lineup, but there's one guy specifically. Don't let him do it again.
Right.
And at least you got that done.
No, we did, and again, the most impressive hit he had for me all weekend was the game winner when he went backside.
Yeah.
To be able to hit a home run to the backside of the field on a ball that was off was pretty impressive. And so, we're learning as well. We thought we did a great job with him on Sunday, and took him out as far as winning the game.
Quite a collision there for Mike Bolton Jr. On Friday.
Yeah.
Really going after it in center field. He hits the wall pretty hard. Can't play on Saturday, but he comes back for you on Sunday, and you put him back up in the leadoff spot again. I mean, it shows the kind of effort that your guys were giving over the weekend, and but also his ability to get back in the lineup. And you really need him, to get on base and make things go, because there were times where you guys running game and he and others were really able to put some pressure on the Rebels. I thought this weekend, and we can play like that.
Yep.
They committed errors, which they hadn't done this season at all. They had 3 coming in to the weekend. I think they had 3 or 4 against you guys. So it just shows maybe some of the pressure that he and the rest of your team were able to put on their defense.
No, that's one of the things Coach Bianco was saying on Sunday, the pressure that they felt from our offense. And so thankful Mike was okay. I mean, just watching it from the dugout and then getting out there, I was really concerned that we may lose him for the year and his health. But good Lord willing, we got an opportunity to get him back in there on Sunday. He wanted to go on Saturday, but I just felt like, just a really tough impact, and didn't want to, risk that with him. So, but you're right. He needs to be at the top of the order. I thought he responded well on Sunday, and for us to be the team that we need to be, he needs to be a guy that gets on base and creates some of that pressure, Kyle.
Yeah. Open up at home at Alexander this week, Wednesday against Northern Illinois. It looks like the weather's going to hold out and be okay.
It's going to be great.
All things considered for us, but nice to get home for this midweek game before we go back on the road a little bit this weekend.
Yeah, I'm so excited. We have some of the best fans in the country, and to have a chance to get here to Alexander Field, and Mother Nature's going to provide a nice 50-degree day for us out there. So I can't wait for us to put those white uniforms on and get a chance to run out there in front of our fans and start our home series.
What's the coach's view of midweek play? I mean, it can extend a season and gets you to 30, 35, 40 wins if you win those games at a 80, 90% clip, which Purdue has done in its big years. I think back to your first year in 2018, that 21-2 stretch, 19-2 stretch, whatever it was. Midweek play was a big part of that because it kept the momentum going. You think about the Indiana game with the huge crowd, the comeback win at Ball State, a quality win against Oral Roberts. Last year you had a walk-off against Valpo and some other quality midweek wins as well.
Sure.
The importance of it, people overlook it sometimes, but it keeps the ball rolling.
You do, Ben. I think they're really important, to be honest with you. Baseball is a game of consistency, and now we get to play midweek games. We haven't played a midweek game all year, and so our hitters have an opportunity to get back into that routine and be able to see live pitching during the week. I think it's a huge difference for us instead of me throwing BP at 40 feet. So I'm excited about it. We don't take these games lightly. We're out to try to win these games and put our best effort forward, and I think our guys will be ready to go tomorrow.
Evansville's a good program. Won 30 games last year. I think they've won 9 of 11 after a slow start this season. Took Vanderbilt to 17 innings last week. The Aces are a real deal. It'll be a nice test this weekend.
It will, Kyle. They're really good. I started watching them last night once I got done with Northern Illinois with video. They had the conference pitcher of the year back on Friday night. I mean, he's really good. They have a lot of their hitters back from last year. I think 7 or 8 of the 9 guys. It will be another great challenge for us down in Evansville. They did really well last year in the Missouri Valley Conference, really one of the top leagues in the country. And it'll be again, these games are set up for a reason to prepare us to be ready for Michigan State in 2 weeks.
You have to be a little bit curious too about your team and sort of how it bounces back from a little bit of adversity this weekend, right? Because it's first time you've sort of faced that kind of thing this year.
Right, no doubt. I think our guys, I can't wait, to be honest with you. They were very upbeat Sunday night or Monday morning when we got back, and had a day off yesterday, and some small groups today, getting back to kind of the things that we didn't do very well this weekend, but really excited about getting a chance to work with them this week.
Best of luck at home this week, and then down at Evansville over the weekend.
All right, thank you.
That's the head baseball coach, Greg Goff, joining us this week. Again, the home opener against Northern Illinois, 4 o'clock on Wednesday at Alexander Field, and the road trip down to Evansville. For Coach Goff and Ben Turner, I'm Kyle Charters. Thanks for watching. This is This Week